going to be about several things, I think. Most is going to be about not understanding the Bible, what you're reading, not intentionally misunderstanding, but people do have misunderstandings of words and what things are written. So that's fine. So you got to be careful. And I've said that a lot of times here on the channel. You've probably heard it more than once, but it's very important. When you're reading the Bible, you have to understand the context of what you're reading. Now we know that no Bible today is perfect because they went through a couple thousand years of translations, copying, and everything else, and we keep finding more papyrus in the Holy Lands, and those have to be scanned and translated from different languages and such, so that they add more to what we know of the Bible now. We know what is in the Bible. They had a whole bunch of back in late 1890s, I believe it was. They found the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the most important thing about the Dead Sea Scrolls was one of the books of the Bible was found in that bunch of scrolls. It was complete, and when they translated it, it was word for word what we're looking at today in the Bible. So want to do that and say no. We know it's there, so we know the Bible's real. We know that a lot of the books of the Bible are actually correct, but we're learning more every day. So that's important to note. But during the translations from Aramaic into Greek, back into Hebrew, and back into English now, there have been misunderstandings, misinterpretations, if you will, of words. Very important in some places, in other places not so important. But again, you need to understand what you're reading. In order to do that, you've got to do your research. I spend a lot of my time doing that because I want to understand exactly what it's telling me. And you always go to a different Bible, a different research book, a history book, or whatever you have. And that's what they're trying to do. This Bible quotes it this way. This other Bible quotes it a different way. The word is not quite correct. The live we did the other day was talking about Psalm 14, which is almost exactly the same as Psalm 53. I would read 14, and I'd go right back and read 53, verse for verse. Are they same? Are they different? And they're very, very close. Not quite, okay? So I looked at them, I saw the difference. Okay, fine. They are the same, but they're not the same because they have different verses. And they're both very short. I think Psalm 14 is only like 7 verses or something of that nature. And 53, I think, is like 6 verses. But either way, almost identical. But you have to understand the difference and why they're different. Because they're the same guy saying something similar further down the line. See? So you compare stuff. You compare that to what, like I used the King James Version, you go compare that to the English Standard Version or the New International Version, and you'll find different words, different interpretations of the words. If you've got a Bible study guide, it will actually explain differences in different verses for you. You can read the explanation on Psalm 14, and then you go read the explanation of Psalm 53, and you find the differences because it's about the context. Where was this author when he was made this writing? What was he doing at that time? What was going on in his life at that moment when he was doing that? That also helps you to understand what it is you're reading. So that's the important part.